Hello and welcome to Bert's Imperfect Bakes, the channel where it's okay to not bake perfectly every time. I'm Bert, and this week, following a nice comment from someone in Portugal on my sweet potato protein brownie episode, I'm going to make a version of Portuguese tarts. I found an excellent recipe from Lazy Cat Kitchen to make a vegan version of the tarts so that I can share them with my vegan friends. The link to Lazy Cat Kitchen's recipes and blog is in the description below. So, let's get started. So first of all, I have soaked these cashews in some water for half an hour, boiling water that is, and then adding them to a blender. Throw in some tofu and clear up your mess as you go. And then first of all, blend those two items together till they're smooth-ish. Give it a little bit of a shake, put it back in, give it another whiz in there, and wait. Shake it up, add it again, and wait a bit more, and take it out, and then we're going to add some more ingredients, one of which is some maple syrup, and some lemon juice and lemon zest, and a touch of vanilla, and a sprinkle of turmeric, just for colour. Add more if you like, but you don't want to risk it, turmeric flavour. And then put that all in the blender again, give it another mix, shake it up quite vigorously, and mix again. And that should be done. Get a spatula and scrape down the sides, nice and smooth. Put the remnants from the lid into a pan and add the rest. Make sure it gets all in there. Give it a taste. Very nice. I was very impressed with this. It tastes like a custard without any egg. Magic. Pop that on the hob and heat it. And then we're going to give it a whisk. So this was already quite thick and I didn't really need to add any corn flour, but I added it anyway. So I get the corn flour and mix it with some water before adding. I also added some actual water because it was rather thick. So I thinned it, thickened it, and then thinned it again. If you've already got a thin custard, add the corn flour. If it's already thick, should be fine. You just keep whisking. So I added that corn flour and then gave it another whisk. And then it was rather thick as it was heating, so I thought I'd add some oat milk to it as well to get a smoother custard. Added a bit more, gave it a nice whisk, and there you go. Nice and smooth. And then turn it off the heat and let it cool. While you prepare the pastry cases, spray a pastry case tin with some oil or butter, whatever you fancy. Vegan butter, obviously. And then unroll your vegan pastry that's from the shop. Spoiler, I didn't make the pastry. And then once you've unrolled the pastry, dust it with some cinnamon and icing sugar. It's kind of like making cinnamon rolls, I suppose, even though I've never actually made those. And then re-roll the pastry once you've covered it in the cinnamon sugar mixture. And then we're going to slice it into 12 equal parts. First of all, I scored it before actually cutting it, just to make sure I had nice even-ish rounds. And once that was scored, I checked I had 12 first of all and then cut it. And you might want to use an actual chopping board to chop this instead of just the worktop. And then dust the worktop with the remnants of
icing sugar and cinnamon or flour, and then get a rolling pin and gently squash those nice little rounds and roll them out. Like so. And once you've done that, pop it into one of the cases on your tin. And make sure it goes into the edges, squash the sides to the sides, and repeat 11 more times. So this is the first time making this recipe, and I was very impressed. They turned out quite well. And thanks ever so much to Lazy Cat Kitchen for allowing me to use the recipe. I'm just moving the tray over so you can see what I'm doing. There you go, that's all 12. And now we need to fill them with the custard mixture. Give that a stir because it's got a bit thick whilst it's been setting and cooling. And then get a spoon implement and spoon a spoonful into each case. I had enough for 12 dollops and then a little bit left over to fill the ones that are a little bit thin on the ground. Nicely does it. Make sure you use all that custard. Can it be called custard without egg? I have no idea. We'll go with it. Yes, we'll calling it custard without egg. And then once you've done that, I've added a touch of my homemade concoction of cinnamon and sugar. Sprinkled it on top. I mean, there's plenty of cinnamon already in this, but a little more won't have anybody. Once you've done that, pop them in the oven.
So here we are. These are the delightful looking tarts that have been cooking for 15 minutes. They're nice and cool now as well. And there is 12. I've just put 4 on the board for making them look pretty. Let's give them a go. I mean, they are supposed to look rustic. Lazy Cat Kitchen has assured me they are supposed to look rustic, so I think I've done alright in that sense. It looks like an egg custard. These are, in fact, you wouldn't know they were vegan. Taste just like custard but without the egg. This is an excellent recipe. I highly recommend making it. So, if you like this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon. And if you have any suggestions for anything you might like me to make, please put them in the comments below. Special thanks to Lazy Cat Kitchen. Link to her blog and recipes is in the description below. Also, follow her on Instagram. She's got some amazing bakes. Thanks for watching. See you next time.